It's impossible to get your parents' attention when you have so much competition. When I wanted a hug, my baby sister December needed it more. When I wanted a snack, I literally had to wrestle a wall of girls for it. Every charging port in our house was a war zone. I want to charge my phone. No, my phone. Ah! There were 14 people in my family, and we had one car. Every night, my sisters would battle it out in the front yard over who drives where. The entire street called us that crazy family, and honestly, we deserved it. With my elder sister's dates and my younger sister's after-school classes, I never got to go anywhere. I was so sick of always missing out on stuff. One day, I decided, enough. There was a concert tonight, and I was gonna be there. I stole my mom's keys and silently got into the car. I turned it on and just started driving. I was enjoying the thrill of it when I heard a scream. June, what are you doing? Oh my God, my sister April was in the back seat making out with her boyfriend. Stop this car right now. No, I'm going to this concert and no one can stop me. Mom can. She called Mom. My parents dragged my butt back home and then grounded it. I was so mad at April, I lashed out. I told them April's most treasured secret. April is still dating Matthew. My parents lost it. They absolutely hated Matthew. They'd forced April to break up with him after they found his, poems about April's hot body. April was so in love with this guy and swore us all to secrecy, which I totally broke. She was furious with me. She refused to speak to me for weeks. One day I jumped into her room and locked the door behind me. April, I told you I was sorry. Now we're making up today or you're never leaving. Much to my shock, she didn't fight me. She just started crying. What? June, I'm pregnant. Oh my God. A high holy meeting of all the sisters was called immediately. April told us how she and Matthew had some fun in the car and she was going to have a baby now. She actually wanted to be a mother. I have a job, I can do it, but Mom will end me. I felt so guilty about ratting her out that I jumped to help. We just won't tell Mom. We can't hide a pregnancy. Yes, we can. I have a plan. And so began the great lie. Every morning, one of the sisters would lie in April's bed pretending to be her while she puked in the bathroom. I made sure April ate lots of junk food in front of my parents so we could just call her fat as her stomach grew. My eldest sister, January, was a gynecologist, so she checked up on April all the time and made sure she was doing well. We sneaked her away from Mom during the last few months, and with our help, April actually did it. She gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, and our parents had no clue. Now for the tough part. What do we tell Mom about the baby? I had that all planned out. I ran home in tears one day with the baby in my arms. Mom! Someone abandoned this baby at our door. I gave her a fake note written by the mother who couldn't take care of the baby anymore. April stepped in just like we rehearsed and convinced Mom to keep the baby. I was so proud of my sisters. We really acted like the perfect, loving family. That was until the baby came home. So, it's time for our reward now. What? Well, June, you made us do so much for April. Now it's your turn. Wash my shoes. Oh, heck no. Then I'm telling Mom the baby is April's and that you made us hide it. Oh my God. I wanted to hit her, but she pretended to call for Mom, which totally broke me. Fine. But before I continue, guys, please know that this video is sponsored by FireGuard VPN. With one click on this app, you can prevent anyone from accessing your personal information. Click on the link in the description below to download FireGuard VPN to stay safe on the internet and enjoy watching YouTube videos privately. Okay, so back to my annoying sisters. I washed her shoes, hoping this would end at one favor per sister. Obviously, it didn't. I had to do everyone's chores and keep their secrets so they wouldn't reveal April's. April herself was untouched because she was the new mom and no one wanted to bug her. But I suddenly became the least powerful person in the house. One day, May ran inside screaming her head off. We have a new neighbor and he is hot. We all rushed to our front yard to stare at the newcomer. My sisters literally crowded him. "You are so cute. Will you be my boyfriend? Will you be my husband?" The boy was so shocked he started choking on his donut. He grabbed his throat to show the international sign of choking, but my sisters were too busy hitting on him to even notice. "Get out of the way, you idiots!" I grabbed the boy and gave him the Heimlich maneuver. He spat out the food and looked at me with sparkling eyes. "You're amazing, ma chérie." Oh, God, he was French? I was melting. "I'm Henry. Who are you?" I opened my mouth to reply, but my sisters yanked me away. "She's just our dumb sister. She's not important." "Well, she saved my life, so I'm going to talk to her." Henry offered me his hand, and I took it. He took me to his house, and his mom made us some hot chocolate. It was so weird to be in a house that had less than 10 people in it. Henry and I had such a fun time hanging out. When I was leaving, he asked me to go on a date with him. He was so cute and dreamy, I said yes right away. When my sisters learned that he asked me out, they started threatening me again. "Okay, just because you saved that boy's life doesn't mean you get him." "Yeah, back off or we'll tell Mom the secret." "Fine, tell Mom everything. I don't care." "June, no, you have to keep my secret. I've had enough. April, if they want to out you, it's on them. I'm done." May ran to our parents and ratted us out. "The baby is April's. She lied." Dad nearly fainted and Mom just started screaming. April ran out of the room in tears and I was so angry. How could my sisters do this? I lost it. One by one, I unleashed all my sisters' secrets on my parents. January is cheating on her boyfriend. October failed all her exams this year. May steals money from your purse. World War III broke out in our house. This fight was real. It got so bad that January decided to move out and took 8 of my sisters with her. At first, I was so sad. Who wouldn't be after fighting with their family? But suddenly I realized I didn't have to fight over food anymore. I could charge my phone anytime I wanted. When I brought Henry home, there wasn't a gang of girls ready to steal him from me. It was so good. Until it wasn't. Without my sisters, my parents suddenly turned their attention to me. I had to cancel all my weekend plans to do chores with them and give them company. Without the chaos of my sisters, it was so silent. I kept making long, awkward eye contact with my parents. "So, how was your weekend?" "You know how it was. You were with me every second. I couldn't get a moment alone anymore. Mom kept showing up in my room with weird hangout ideas, and Dad would not stop sending me lame jokes on my phone." "Did you see this joke, June? Was it funny, June? Did you see it?" Remember how no one would drive me anywhere when my sisters were here? Now, my parents wanted to take me to every single event. It was so embarrassing. God, I miss taking the bus alone. One day, I was trying to leave for a date with Henry when they stopped me. "Where are you going? We can drive you." "I'm good. It's just a date." "June, about that boy you're seeing." My parents told me about a new set of rules they were launching at home. No more boys, no more dates, and a strict curfew at 5 p.m. You're joking, right? "We don't want you to end up like your sisters. We're going to do things differently now." No! They were actually serious about this. My mom started following me everywhere I went so I wouldn't see Henry, and she even started checking my texts. She wouldn't even let me put a passcode on my phone. My dad literally built a wall between our houses so Henry and I couldn't make eye contact through our windows. The only time I could see Henry was in school. They're obsessed with me. It's driving me insane. "Hey, we still have prom night, right?" That did make me feel better. I was so looking forward to prom. I'd already borrowed an amazing dress from April, and I was ready to rock it. The night of the prom, my parents stopped me. "Prom? You mean teen pregnancy night? Not happening, June." They locked me in my room and took away the key. I was in tears as I called Henry and told him I wasn't going to be there. I was so shocked when he didn't give up on me. He rushed right over to my house with a ladder in his hands. "Climb down. We are doing this." Oh, wow. He was amazing. We sneaked away to prom together and I danced my heart out with him. Thanks for coming for me, Henry.
Anything for you, ma chérie.
I leaned in to kiss him when I heard a scream. June, you sneaked out? Oh my God, Mom, Dad, get away from that boy. Do you want to get pregnant? The whole school laughed at me as my parents literally tried to drag me away from Henry. This was so humiliating. I pushed them away from me. Enough! You both are crazy. You are the one who is out of control. We were right to transfer you out of this school. You did what? You will be homeschooled from now on. We spoke to your teachers and already gave them the paperwork. No way! They were going to stop me from going to school now? I know it sounds bad, but I will leave my job and stay home with you, June. I'll give you the attention you need. Every single day. I knew what I was looking at. My parents had gone mental. They needed all 12 of us to feel sane, and honestly, I did too. I needed my sisters back. I grabbed Mom's keys and ran to her car. I didn't give a hoot about their screams and just drove out of the school and straight to my sisters. I told them to come back home. Our family needed them. The minute my sister's boyfriend heard me, he started crying hysterically.
Thank you. There's 8 of them. 8. I'm only one human. I'm going crazy.
I know how you feel, buddy. I want to be a crazy family again. Will you come back home, girls? Please? May started weeping and hugged me, and all my sisters followed. I'm so sorry I bullied you. I'll never do it again. I'm sorry I told Mom and Dad your secrets. I missed you so much. When we stopped crying, we made a pact to never betray each other again, and we finally went back home. My parents were so happy to see them that they all started sobbing. There were so many hugs to give and apologies to share that they even forgot I was there. Perfect. I was finally home.
Am I the asshole for coming out as bi to my wife? I've been bi my entire life, but I was also completely closeted because of my parents and my wife being extremely religious. I'm now 29 years old and not able to hold it in any longer. I've never had a relationship with a man, but I needed to get it off my chest with my wife because I hated feeling stuck. When I told her, she completely lost it on me, to a level I could not even imagine. She called me a freak and belittled me for at least an hour about everything. And then she went to threaten to tell my entire extended Mormon family that I was bi, and that I wanted to go marry a guy instead of her. She told me how lucky we were that we didn't have kids because she didn't want to pass on that gene. I have no idea what to do, and I know the church will be mad if they find out too, and I'll never be able to show my face there again. I really do love her, and I thought that this would go over really easy, but obviously I was wrong. I just wanted to be happy with myself for once in my life, and I feel like she kind of ruined that. I'm also scared that my marriage is over, and I really do love her. So what should I do, and am I the asshole for coming out? I just really need advice on this.
Story time about how a guy led me on, so I got with his dad. I had just moved out of my parents' place and moved in with some friends. I had been single for about 6 months after a 3-year relationship. During that time, I worked on myself while also mingling with people here and there, but no one seriously caught my eye. That changed when my friends had a kickback and invited a guy named Stefan. We were instantly drawn to each other and ended up talking closely the whole night. Then we started messaging and going on cute little dates. Over the next few weeks, I started developing real feelings for him. When I told him that I liked him, he reciprocated that he felt the same. One thing led to another and we started hooking up. He even introduced me to his dad, who was divorced, and his younger brother. I would give his younger brother rides to school sometimes when he or his dad couldn't. I'd also go over to his house and wait for him sometimes after class while hanging out with his family. Everything seemed to be going great and I thought that we would eventually make it official, but I wasn't in a rush or thinking too much into it. Then one day I texted Stefan for a quick hangout, if you know what I mean, before my class started. I was surprised to see him text back and say, "Nah, I'm gonna pass." I thought it was weird but respected it and assumed that he was just having a bad day. However, over the next few weeks he became distant and cold towards me. Then I found out why. Part 2 of how a guy led me on, so I got with his dad. One morning I woke up and texted Stefan the usual good morning text. When I didn't get a response all day, I just shrugged it off as him being busy. A short while later, I checked his story on Instagram and saw that he was with his coworker. When I clicked her tag and went to her profile, there was a picture of them together, kissing. I was hurt but mostly shocked. When I checked the post, it was clear that they recently started dating. He had commented a bunch of heart and kissing emojis under it as well. When I confronted Stefan, he acted like we were just friends and made me feel stupid for thinking there was anything there in the first place. I felt invalidated and crazy. Unfortunately, I had already told Stefan's dad that I would take his younger brother to school the next morning. When I showed up, his dad told me that he could actually take him. However, I asked to tag along since I was already there. After we dropped him off, we started talking about smoothies. Somehow, we ended up going back to their house and I made us smoothies. We were really getting along and spent the whole day together. The next night, when Stefan wasn't wasn't home, we met up again. He made me dinner and we danced to some romantic music. I ended up hooking up with Stefan's dad that night. The next morning, I snapped a picture of us in bed and sent it to Stefan on Snapchat. He went ballistic and then I blocked him. I hooked up with his dad a few more times after that. I have a severe dog allergy. I can have varying degrees of severity when it comes to my reactions when I'm exposed to dogs. In short, being in a closed environment with a dog is out of the question. Earlier today, I was boarding my flight with some friends since we're all going on vacation together. As I'm boarding, I find that one of the passengers is boarding with a golden retriever with a guide dog vest on it. I want to make it clear that I'm not questioning whether this was a guide dog or not. This was also a fairly small plane since the flight would only take around an hour. As mentioned, I cannot be in a confined space with the dog. I told one of the flight attendants my concerns since I could have potentially ended up in the hospital if I had to fly with this dog. The flight attendant informed the woman with the dog, who goes into hysterics saying that she's visiting a sick family member and can't afford to miss her flight. I'm not sure how sick the family member in question was or is. The flight attendant asked if I'd be willing to miss the flight and catch the next one and would be leaving around 2 hours. I was offered a seat in first class if I was willing to do this. I said that unfortunately I wouldn't be able to do this since I'd paid for my vacation. Due to the size of the plane, the dog would not be able to go in the hold. The woman started insulting my character, saying that I was heartless for putting my vacation over her sick family member. I got on the plane and sat with my friends. As I did this, a woman in a nearby seat told me that she wanted to inform me that I am the biggest bitch she's ever met. I didn't respond since I didn't want to cause a confrontation. My friends haven't said that I'm in the wrong, but have kept making sarcastic jokes about this situation. Am I the asshole for refusing to give up my seat on the flight?